الضالين آمين صدق الله العظيم.
Jazakallah khairan. May Allah shower His blessings all on upon us. To give the welcome address, we have a special person. In fact, he is the board of director and also the vice chairman of this World Summit 2020. I welcome Dr. Abul Hassan Saab to give the welcome address to everybody. Over to you, sir.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Kalim. Good evening. Vanakkam, all directors of UEF, all members of various teams of World Summit, members of UEF, Summit ambassadors, my dear friends. Actually, after the summit, I've been looking forward to this particular day. That though it got postponed, a few times, so I was always ready to get a call and then immediately fly to Chennai to attend this particular event. So I have great pleasure to welcome all of you, all the guests, as I mentioned earlier, to this joyous occasion. Really joyful, very momentous occasion after our successful World Summit. We all, I know, cherishing that the outcome of our World Summit. We had accomplished a great task of connecting to nearly 100 speakers, 16,000 delegates, over 20 countries. And with so much of content in the topics, and also we could reach everywhere, nook and corner of the country. As the chairman of the delegate committee, I know how much effort all our team put to reach everywhere, reach throughout the globe. And I must say that, we have gained strength event by event. Now we have proved that we will be good at both the personal summit as well as the virtual summit, right? I have seen the energy and enthusiasm bubbling in the organizing committee of this virtual summit. I should tell you, many of you may not know that I connected to this World Summit from my hometown itself, from Erode. So I was really worried about whether my session would be seamless without any glitch. When I contacted Habib brother, he said, no, you be there. Virtual means virtual only. It is not physical. I said, I will come to Chennai because I have, very important assignments in the summit. I will come. No, you join from there. So I had to go to, web designer company, is an internet company, and shifted my, everything there. 2.5 days I was there, and also managing my work also from there. So it was a very great experience, very exciting and unforgettable experience for me particularly. And, lots of it. Today also, Presence have called me that he had seen the sessions moderated by me. He was going through all the video. And once he finished seeing my session, he immediately called me. I was actually operating. And he called me today morning. Today is a long day for me. I started my work. Since I had to come here, I started work at 4 o'clock in the morning. His call came around 7 o'clock. So I was operating. Doctor, I saw your sessions. I have been going through all the videos. Session was very good, very interesting. And he was giving ideas. I was conversing. Then at one point of time, I told him that I was operating. He was shocked. Then how come you could talk to me so much, so much about UEF while operating? Then he said, it is automatic. It is automatic. At the same time, I take care of the patient safety also. That's why you are laughing. I know that. So everyone, why I'm saying this, so much of passion for UF, everybody is having, particularly our president, DG, everyone, because we all feel that working for economic enhancement, we are not, working for other kind of educational. Of course, education also comes. Economic empowerment unites people. You may have so many different kinds of an ideology, but the economic working for economic empowerment unites people. So, my dear friends, I once again, in this joyous moment, I welcome all of you. I know this is not going to be a brainstorming session, not like that. It will be, experience and a very kind of a very jovial meeting today, isn't it, DG? Yeah. So we will not deal with what went wrong, where we could have improved, nothing like that. It's all kind of, exchanging pleasantries and, kind of, we have got so much of strength. I could say, I told the morning president also, we have seen that, visualize how much strength we are having. And definitely we could do wonders with the strength. My only appeal to all of you to do not leave this momentum, do not drop this momentum, and we should scale up this momentum and the enthusiasm. We will definitely achieve our goal of whatever we have visualized, the numbers we have put on the board, that definitely we will be achieving if the same momentum is maintained. So thank you very much, every one of you, for coming here and gracing this occasion. Let us have a very wonderful and a very pleasurable day. Welcome you once again. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Abul Hassan Saab. Okay, you all now recollect the theme of our summit. Remember the 3 magic words? Anybody? Imagine, and then impact, and then inspire. This word inspire always reminds me of one person. This person is the captain of our ship. He not only inspires through his action, but also through his words. And in fact, the latest video that he did with his cycle saying Nale Namade was something which I really liked. To inspire us all once again, to ensure that we all are getting into action, I would like to call upon the President of UF Chamber of Commerce, our President, Ahmed A.R. Buhari Saab. Over to you, President.
Thank you, Kaleem. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir. Yes, please.
Okay. So, Assalamu alaikum, wanakam, namaskaram, namaskar to all of you. We are really missing being there live, I can tell you that much. So, of course, this was a virtual summit, so I think it's a par for the course to join everybody virtually also. So first of all, I'd just like to thank each and every one of you, for having made our event such a resounding success. It is just on and on and on. We're getting, what shall I say? There's a lot of praise, a lot of appreciation, a lot of takeaways from the whole summit. And I am continuously going through it. Like what Dr. Abul Hassan was correctly mentioning. I have also been listening to the videos one by one, whether it is Rehana's video or Dr. Abul Hassan's video or Habib's, I mean, there are so many other videos. I'm just trying to pick up, what all everybody is trying to say. And there's just so much of knowledge, not just because it's one of our events, but I very much would like to request all of you to go through all the videos, see the sessions one by one, because there's so much of learning in all these sessions. So a couple of things, just wanted to share some of the thoughts. I think Dr. Abul Hassan very correctly mentioned it earlier. We are very much about economic empowerment. And the beauty is today we have cut across, as they would say, party lines. and our message is right across the state. And as we have gone into this, as we went into this exercise, we obviously had to do a lot of homework, right? We had to find out what is happening, what's happening in the rest of the world, what's happening in Tamil Nadu, what's happening in India, what's happening in China, because unless we go through all of this, we cannot put the whole program through. And it's been phenomenal learning, to say the least. And of course, interacting with all the speakers and having all the mock-up sessions and all the invitations that we managed to get, the type of speakers we managed to get, people who confirmed earlier, last minute. I think it was just phenomenal teamwork that we did. I think we all deserve a huge round of applause. So I just want to maybe just virtually clap. Maybe just please all of you join. It's a clap for all of us. So I think we should clap for the fantastic event that we pulled off, right? So really, really big congratulations to each and everyone who made this happen. And of course, like what Dr. Abulasan was mentioning earlier, there's a lot of expectation from us, right, to say the least. And we have, unfortunately, we have raised the bar to such a high level right now. So there is a lot of expectation. In fact, my brother Arif called me up after the event. He said, "Enappa, for function level, there is just so much of expectation from everybody." I said, "What to do? But that is par for the course. This is what people expect of us. It's not that the bar is risen unnecessarily. It is where we are, and this is what is expected of UEF, right?" And so I was just thinking about it. Is it really something that we have taken up more than we can chew? What is it? But as we are trying to internalize the whole message, basically the 1.5x that we are trying to do, and trying to support Tamil Nadu with the 15x. Today I was having a chat with one of the people in here in Singapore, and they also came back and said this 15x basically it's a 12% growth rate, which we are trying to push, right? And 12%, they say, many countries have done it in the past. Tamil Nadu has done it several times in the past, several years in the last 30 years. Vikash came up with some very, very interesting facts. Maybe he will share it with you. He came back and said, Tamil Nadu has grown, if I'm not mistaken, I wish I was there with him right now. I think he said 30x is the number. In the last 30 years, Tamil Nadu, and you all can talk to Vikash, I hope he's there in the function. So he mentioned Tamil Nadu has grown at 30x in the last 30 years, if I'm not mistaken. So 15x does not seem to be a major, impossibility, because if the number is right, as usual, right, if the number is wrong, it is your responsibility. If it is right, it is mine. So is it 30x? Sorry, what are you trying to say? Can't hear.
Unmute.
Unmute.
So I was saying that Tamil Nadu economy in the last 30 years has grown by 60 times. I mean, It was just 30,000 crore in 1990-91. And today it is almost like 18 lakh crore. So it is like 60 times already it has grown in the last 30 years. Whereas we are talking about only 15x growth in the next 30 years. I think it is very much achievable. That's what I feel.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think that's a number you had mentioned. And so more homework that we're doing now on Tamil Nadu and what is happening globally, and discussing with several other people. Of course, it's not easy. It's not going to be a cakewalk, to go from 270 billion to 4 billion is certainly not going to be a cakewalk, but it is something we can all aspire to in the next 30 years. And it's a phenomenal, one thing I've noticed in all my career, and I'm sure all of you will agree, nothing drives us like a good target, a purposeful vision, mission, something which will have social impact, something which will enable economic inclusion, something which will take the country, the state to the next level. And then this is the exercise we are in right now. And I think we're very, very fortunate to be in this particular state with a wonderful group of people that we all are working towards something which is, not monetary alone for sure, which is a very, very purposeful engagement. And I think we have great things to do. So what can I say? And of course, we are missing all the biryani tonight. So hopefully Habib will host us for a nice biryani sometime soon when we meet each other. Unless I have to go to London to Rehana's house to have the wonderful biryani there, or have a host Azmat Bhai to a nice biryani in Singapore. I don't know what it is, but we'll do something there. But whatever it is, we're missing the food, right? So I don't want to take too much of your time. So just want to thank all of you. I think we've made some phenomenal progress, and now we need to action. So anybody interested in the pies, each one is a $1.5 billion pie. We'll split it, and each one join the subcommittees, so inshallah, which we're going to form. And this way we'll be able to take the story actually forward. So there are about 15 committees that we are planning, education institutions, information technology, built environment, real estate, fundraising. There's going to be various subcommittees which we're going to have. And that is how we're going to execute, hopefully we'll execute the story, the $67.5 billion story. So anyway, I don't want to take any more of your time. Thank you very much. Have a great time. And Assalamu alaikum. Bye. Habib bhai, you're a rock star. Sorry to miss the party, and all of you. So committee members, directors, thank you very much. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, President.
Thank you.
Always inspiring, your words. Okay. Now, everybody will agree with me that one of the main reasons for the success of our summit was the quality of speakers that we were able to bring in. It seems to be very easy, seamless, but we should check with the chairman of the seminar committee the hard work that went in, the number of meetings, the number of challenges they had in bringing all those things. To let you know the secret of how they were able to bring great quality speakers, I would call upon the director of our UAE Chamber of Commerce, Sajid Satak Saab. Over to you, sir, please.
Assalamu alaikum, and a very good evening to all of you. Very nice to see all of you here after this phenomenal success of this summit. I think this is the first time we're having a success party as such, and rightfully so. I must say, like every time we wanted to organize an event, there's always somebody who says let's do it. So I must really appreciate the chairman of the summit, Habib, having brought this up and said that we have to do it during this time, during the pandemic, and that's really something we should be thankful to, because when everybody is hesitating, what's going to happen next, and we're all worried about the economy, about our businesses, and so on. To come up and say, to do something like a maverick task like this, it really requires courage, and I must really appreciate again, Habib and our president for supporting this. And for all of you, for joining us and sort of, working together and making this a grand success. I must say, I was thinking again, about 2015 when we first said that we want to do a trade summit. So it was quite challenging at that time as well, But then we said, let's go ahead and do it, and we did it, and it was a grand success. 2017 was actually even tougher, The economy had slowed down further. There were various issues, happening, and all sorts of things, and we were hesitating again. Should we do it? Again, we said let's do it, and we did it. And this time is really remarkable. One of the most challenging times in the past 100 years. I mean, it's never been so challenging for us, for anybody. And again, we did it, and even bigger, better, bigger in scope, grander in scale, and all of that. So what it goes to prove is that the more challenging it is, the better we perform. So I think this is really encouraging us to take up, challenging tasks. I think this is also in line with, what, our president keeps saying, we need to take up more challenging, issues and try to, fight it head on. And we can definitely succeed in that as well. So I just wanted to share with you, this experience of curating the summit, how we sort of, went on to, conceiving the different themes and the different sessions and all of that. I thought it's going to be a repeat of the 2015 and 2017 summit. Yeah, basically the broad, I would say the framework was the same, but one very major, let's say, big major difference in this summit was that we brought in almost all of the sectors, that you can think of. And our earlier summits were mostly like limited to speakers, I would say more eminent speakers, as in more from the policymakers as well as bureaucrats, and really, I mean, top leading industries and so on. But this time we had a variety of speakers, including a lot of youngsters, who participated and inspired us also, So I think that made the summit all the more interesting. And we'd included various sectors and so on. So I must say thanks to, the suggestion of our chairman again, of having a thematic stream. So we had actually 2 parallel streams of seminars this time. The usual, I would say, the plenary theme, which was more broad-based, more of the macroeconomics and policy and so on. And the thematic was more interesting, I would say, with individual sectors, and more individuals, entrepreneurs, and they coming and talking about what they did and so on. And also a lot of social aspects also were brought into the content. Like we had a session on fitness and emotional health, which we never had in the past. Then we had a session on movers and shakers, a lot of youngsters, who came and sort of successful entrepreneurs who came and presented, how they made it and so on. Then we had a very, for the social cause as well, we had one session on philanthropy. We had one session on bringing together various associations together, which Dr. Abulasan was chaired. So I must say, all in all, it was very, very interesting to, first of all, to curate all these sessions. And the interaction with speakers also was very enriching, because earlier, like, in the previous summits, we would just identify some speakers, send them some invitations, make 1 or 2 phone calls, get them to confirm, and then wait for them to come to the seminar. But this time, thanks to, again, the lockdown and COVID and all of that and Zoom, we had numerous meetings. I mean, I was told that we had up to 300 meetings. Am I right? In all the committees and so on. I mean, earlier it was probably at best, maybe we had like 25 or 30 meetings. So that, I think, also made this more, the summit and the whole experience richer also. And you may have noticed, also the sessions were so well coordinated. There was so much of, I would say, coordination between the speakers, and the theme was really conceived in a very sort of precise manner. That was because we were interacting with the speakers even before the summit. We had numerous meetings with each of the speakers in groups, separate individually as well as in groups, so that everybody gets the gist of what the summit is all about. And so we had much more meaningful content as well. And I must also thank our knowledge partners and our strategic advisors, Blue Monsoon and knowledge partners, Infonomics, for giving us this very, very rich content. The concept note was painstakingly prepared. And that really gave us a focus on what each session should address, what we can expect from each speaker. And that, I would say, brought out a very meaningful content also to the seminar. And we'll be showing the white paper, which is getting prepared. So all of you will be, receiving that as well. So that will give you it gives us a direction for the future. So I think now, having done this, the work is not over. I think I would say it's just begun. So with all the learnings that we had, from the summit, and from various ideas that have emanated from here, I think we need to move on to, let's say, establishing those, and set ourselves goals and set ourselves targets even higher, which are more challenging. And by doing so, what I realized that we will definitely work with more vigor, and we'll be able to, achieve our targets, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, sir. Well, one thing which I wanted to tell you is basically, on one side, yes, we all agree that the seminar was wonderful. The kind of quality of speakers that we had was fantastic. But on the other side, we had thematic sessions. I am, able to recollect a name of a Hindi movie, Hum Kisi Se Kam Nahi. There was one lady who was rubbing shoulders in a short span of time, was able to bring wonderful people who we were able to connect with. And the moment chairman gave a green signal, the kind of her ability to get things done like a leader. Wow. I really admired the way she gets things done, and she was forefront and absolutely perfect in terms of executing, planning all those things. Proud to invite the thematic session chairman, Sister Rihanna. Over to you, madam, please.
Thank you, Sharif. That was really very humble of you. So, Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and a good evening. So, thank you for having me here. I would say, I mean, I really feel it privileged and honored that I've been able to contribute my time, my experience, my knowledge to make this whole summit really a memorable one. And I think it's an extremely proud moment for all of us that we've been able to achieve this mammoth success and the kind of reach or the message that we have spread it in over 30 countries. And first and foremost, I think I would like to really thank and appreciate the entire leadership team, especially the big visionary, Mr. Ahmed Buhari, and then the chairman, Mr. Habib, Brother Sajid Satak, and Dr. Abul Hassan. I think phenomenal individuals who are really good at heart, I would say first, Allah has blessed them with a very good heart. And I think that is what has led them to really bring all of us here together on this platform today and share the success. Now coming on in terms of what my experience has been or what my learning has been, always I come, anything that I contribute or always I look up for the learning that I have gained from this whole experience. And I would say, mashallah, the kind of team that I worked with, especially the UEF office and the several other committee members, phenomenal, I would say. And without their support, we wouldn't have gathered here today to celebrate a success party. Now, what made us really different is, I mean, me coming from an international background and a perspective, first and foremost, I think what we have done here is we've created an international benchmark. So I think that is something we all need to be really proud of ourselves and pat ourselves to say that we've really set ourselves on an international level to say where we are as an organization, what's the thinking that we bring on the table, and what's the vision we have. So I think first is the international benchmarking that we have achieved, which is phenomenal as an organization. And second thing is, in terms of the, yes, I mean, of course, UEF is an economic development focused organization, but I think what we are missing here is the socio-economic impact that we have created, because economic impact is not complete without a social impact. So I think that we shouldn't forget as a community, as a minority, what the impact we have created here is phenomenal. And we've really demonstrated to everyone around the world that we as a community are serious about the development of the people around us and what is that we can really deliver. And I think that is something as an organization we've really proved ourselves. And this is not to be forgotten in the coming years, that it is not just economic development. We also care about the social impact that we want to create as an organization in people's lives. And the third thing, very important, which is quite close to my heart, is the economic inclusion aspect. Because, I mean, if you see the world population, is like 50% of us men and 50% women. I think we as an organization, we've really demonstrated again to say that we identify the other half or the other half power that we have within our community that can be utilized in achieving those economic targets. And I think those three are very, very powerful outcomes that we have achieved as a result of this World Summit. And again, thanks to the wonderful speakers that we had, and most importantly, I would say the conviction that all of the people around us had on this organization, on the leadership, to say that we can, go see what is it, what have they done something different using technology. And I think, this is what the whole leadership is about, who are able to convince and influence the people around them to say that, please believe us, have this conviction, and we want you to be part of the success story. And there were so many amazing storytellers. I was simply amazed with the kind of speakers we had, and each one coming with their compelling story. And now I think as a community, it's time now for us to bring all those collective stories together and make that big one story impact as a community, what we can really do for the state of Tamil Nadu. And for that, the momentum has to continue, the focus has to continue. We need some concrete actions and plans. I'm sure, like, you know, the team has started working on that. And it's not a one person's performance or a job or a vision. I think it's a collective vision. And I would encourage all of y'all, whoever are able to attend this success party or who are unable to attend, please speak to the others and bring them forward to share this vision and be part of that big storytelling agenda that we have, that what as a community, as one team, we can successfully achieve, inshallah. So this is what I would say. So one part, it's just at the surface we have scratched, but we know what the potential we have. And with more women on board, with more storytellers on board who've already attended the, as speakers, we bring everyone together. And the international benchmark that we have created, the access now we have got in over 30 countries, all that has to be capitalized on. And I'm sure UEF can be a fundamental or instrumental in leveraging or bringing all these forces together to achieve that big 1.5x mission, inshallah. And we look forward to your support, and I'm happy to support anything that I could do from my side, sitting here from the UK or with my networks across the world. So yeah, inshallah, looking forward to many more such wonderful success stories, successful parties. So thank you very much once again, and inshallah, looking forward to achieving bigger success together. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, madam. Thanks a lot. Highly motivating. Thank you. Okay, now comes the very important aspect, the marketing. You know, just to tell you about this person, I'm a great admirer of the way he communicates. You know, one of the words that he, often uses is that, hey, Sharif, let me say you one thing. There are certain things want to have, like to have, desire to have. So we need to be clear on those aspects. Very, very, crisp. And the way he pulled out and then did a wonderful job in terms of the reach is awesome. To share how it was done, I would call upon stage Fahim Bhai from BYT and also the co-committee member. Over to you, Fahim Bhai.
Thank you. Thank you for that introduction. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. How's everybody doing? UEF. Can I hear that? UEF. Fantastic. All right. So I want to start off with something that Sharif Bhai said. And he said, whenever you run a project, right, you want to do must have, like to have, and love to have. I remember Sajid Bhai telling me, fine, there's another group that I want you to manage. Can you take care of that? I said, you know what, Sajid Bhai, there's one group that I want to work with. I don't want to do that. So that probably was one of the best decisions that I think I took at that point in time, saying no. I think whenever you run projects, one of the things that you want to do is say more no's than yes. And I'm so glad I said yes to this team sitting right here, the Summit Ambassadors. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the Summit Ambassadors. I can go on, talk to you about all the cool things that we did in digital marketing, Instagram, Facebook, and all of those things. But what I think really made a difference to this summit, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to listen in very carefully. I think it was Naveed Bhai who said, Fahim, you know what? There's this lady that I'm interacting with called Anaina. Do you think she talks a lot about social media? Do you think I can put you in touch with her? I said, yeah, sure. Anaina, fantastic. Let me talk to her. And then I remember somebody saying, of course, I already knew about Shaza. And I said, let's get Shaza on board. And 2 people became 100 people. So we had 100 volunteers. Ladies and gentlemen, 100 Summit Ambassadors from different parts of the world. So we had one Summit Ambassador all the way from Dubai who did not know her father was the chairman and DG of UEF, Habib Bhai, right? That is the chairman's daughter who did not know that her dad was doing all this work, right? So blood, sweat, and tears, literally. I think we've had altercations and fights with pretty much everybody in this room, right? We disagreed over a lot of different things. I just want to walk you through in terms of the marketing challenge that we had. September 27th, Facebook released a new policy. They said you cannot advertise anybody who's political. You can't promote those ads. So we started our advertising, and we had to start our advertising in about 10 days time after that policy was implemented. So we could not run our ads. So we had to go and remove all the politicians, anybody sounding like a politician from the website. So one crisis after another, one crisis after another. I think one of the biggest differentiators amongst all the crises that we saw was from 2017, we did marketing. We did marketing in a very traditional way. When I say traditional, we did digital marketing. We did Facebook, we did Google Ads, we did all of those things. But this time what happened was we were able to leverage the personal connections. The reason why UEF is what it is today is because of the passion of a couple of hundred people, right? We have about 450 members, 150 members actively working towards it. But what really tilted things, right? What really tilted things in terms of marketing was the ability of youngsters, people as young as 16 people. I'm sure the UEF office is going to hate me when I say this. The first thing that I did working with the Summit ambassadors was give the payment gateway access. Where is Nadeem Bhai? Payment gateway access to 16 and a half year old Asma. So she was from day one, she was managing the payment gateway and the monies, right? On Friday, 2 p.m., after we had started, the website crashed. Many of you don't know that. The website crashed. So what we had to do was we had to sit and send out emails. So I asked in the Summit ambassadors, and Safia, I think she did not go to her exam. Is that right? She decided to skip her exam, sit with me on a Zoom call. Yes, Saidba, she missed her exam. She did. And she sat with me working on emails. So I had Lulu, Safia. I mean, it's just unbelievable what they did. So here I am. I could be showing you a PPT about Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube, all of those things. But really what changed things? And here's a surprise for you folks that this data you don't know. Right after the summit was over, we had about 500 people poll. We conducted a survey. We asked people, how did you come to know about UEF, right? This event. So about 31% said social media, Google ads, and so on and so forth. About 7-8% said Instagram. We separated that, Lulu, if you remember, we separated that. 25% of the people who came to this event, out of the 500 people surveyed, they came because of the Summit ambassadors. 25%, right? Can I hear it louder, please? So just a phenomenal job. I really thought the DG and chairman is kind of crazy when he said suddenly in July that we are going to go virtual. We are going to have 8,000 people come. I thought he's out of his mind. I have done an event. We had about 3,000 people, April 12th. And when he said 8,000, I think he's off his marbles. And to this day, to have about 17,000 people register, 6,000, 7,000 people from different parts of the world show up is like really crazy. He put some 30 plus countries on a deck in July. He said, we'll have people from 30 plus countries showing up for the event. I remember going into the platform and telling him, Habib, there are about 33 countries from which people have actually come. So another round of applause for chairman. They say it takes a crazy bunch of people to do what we did. And before I hand over the mic to each one of you, what I wanted to say was something that's been going on in my head ever since we finished this event is what is bothering me really is how can I take 30%, 40% of the passion into my workplace, into my team. And that is what is going on in my head. Like if we can get about 30, 40% of that passion into our workplace, it'll be absolutely phenomenal. So I'm going to take 2 more minutes if I have 2 more minutes, right? And I'm going to get Safia to talk a little bit about what's.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. My name is Safia, and I led a team as a part under Summit Ambassadors. We organized ourselves into several teams, and each of us worked on a specific goal. Like some of us targeted educational institutions, and some of us contacted business companies, and some of us went behind like databases to get delegates. So we organized ourselves into teams, and we had like a progress tracker, and we had an entire structure planned out that was done by Shaza. So she did the whole thing for the entire Summit Ambassadors, like work plan. And she's the one who really took the initiative and organized us into groups and motivated us to start taking up work and taking ownership of it as well. So I think I would call her like a one woman army. Like the first 2 weeks it was entirely her. Thank you, Shraza. So after that we started rotating leadership. So I took up the lead for group 1, which is contacting educational institutions. And we all worked very hard, and I'm proud of all of us for that. So every day we would have meetings every day at 9. It was a fixed meeting. We would say it would be for 15 minutes, but it'll go on for an hour, never shorter than that. So every single day we met, and throughout the day as well, we kept on doing the work which we were assigned, regardless of like what personal or like college work or whatever we had, all of us. So my team, we managed to contact 90 educational institutions. And we got around 2,900 registrations. Yeah. So, yeah, it was really nice. It was really enriching experience working with my team. They were all very encouraging and supportive. And I mean, many of us hadn't like ever met before. We were strangers, but then like we got into the team, and then we had such a great dynamic. And I think we worked really, we worked with a lot of unity towards like achieving the goal, because we aligned ourselves so much to the vision and mission of the summit. So yeah, it was really a good experience. Thank you so much to UEF for this opportunity.
I know I'm coming in the middle of your biryani. I need another 30 minutes. Can I have another 30 minutes? 1 more minute. So I think I'll do grave injustice if I don't talk about what we did this time, which is influencer marketing. Not only did we run ads to different parts of the world, we had other people talking about UEF, what is called as influencers, right? So we had Anayana, who's very well networked in the community, and she was able to reach out to people just like that. She would get somebody with 50,000 followers to talk about UEF. I think one actress with 2.7 million followers, an actress with 2.2 million followers gave a shout out about UEF. Can you imagine the traffic that would have come here? But then that's fantastic. I mean, no, I think one applause. Anayana, I don't know if she's there on Zoom. Massive. That's like massive effort. But here is something interesting that happened. Somebody, imagine, inspire. What's that? Impact. Impact. I'm not going to do that. I won't do that on you. So I told these ladies, reach out to influencers, and I said 3 P's of marketing when it comes to UEF: ping, pester, and publish. And this lady here, Samiha, she improvised on it. She said, ping, persist, and publish. Just single-handedly, between Samiha and a bunch of people, I think I'm going to hand over the mic. 45 seconds, Samiha, that's what you got.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum, all of you. It's a wonderful opportunity that I have over here talking to all of you. I did influencer marketing, as Fahim sir said, and I think he pretty much covered it. Anaina handed over the baton to me, and with Shazza's mentorship, I was able to contact a lot of people and get it was very difficult because asking a cold random person, just being like, hey, can you like promote UEF for me, like, please. That's a little bit off, because I hardly knew any of them, and obviously they're all big people, and I can't go up to a person and be like, hey, do this favor for me, man. So it was very, I was outside my comfort zone because I don't ask favors to anyone, and this was repeatedly asking favors to a lot of people for free, and it was a bit difficult, but we did it. And end of the day, UEF was a success, and I'd like to thank my team members for always being a constant support for me, and for the ambassadors who are not here today, and obviously my ladies and Shazza, who's in London. So yeah, obviously Assam, Adnan, all the ambassadors. So it was needless to say, it was a success, as we all are here right now. So yeah, round of applause for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, now coming back, a lot of people will ask you, how was the summit? Everybody will give each and everybody a different definition, but I thought let us all give a standard definition. Very simple. For that, I just request everybody to just close your eyes for 5 seconds. Just 5 seconds. Yeah? And open your eyes now. Thank you. Anybody ask, summit எப்படிங்க இருந்தது? மூடி இந்த எங்க கண்களை அவங்க திறந்துட்டாங்க. This can be the answer. Okay. Okay, it was a fact, by the by. Okay, they literally opened our eyes. You opened the eyes, no? They literally opened your eyes. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, now coming back, there is one person who is actually the brain, which is inside. It works very silently, but we never knew, but it plays a crucial role. In seminar, there was one person, so big in nature. In fact, he is the founder chairman of Blue Monsoon Capital, a veteran from World Bank, IFC, and private equity. Okay, we have Azmat Tawfiq Saab. We wanted you to give few words, share few words to this audience, please. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. I really wasn't expecting to speak. I was hoping that I would just listen, and I've been listening to all of this. I hope I can be heard. Assalamu alaikum to everyone. What can I say? I went, let me kind of formulate my thoughts here a little bit. The first time I went to UEF was maybe about two and a half years ago, Razia, maybe around that time. You were the one who organized that great event, Razia, at UEF. Thank you. How are you, Razia? And I went to UEF at the request of my good friend Ahmad, and spoke with the board and a number of other members there. And I was struck by a few things. I was struck by how close and successful the community was in especially this part of India. Second, I was struck by the hospitality and the warmth with which I was received. And third, I was struck by the fact that, inspiring and impressive as the group was, they were all people like me. There was not a single person who was under the age of 40, and there was only one woman, Razia. And excited as I was to interact, and we had a great conversation, I mentioned this, I think. And I look back now, and I see this room that is being streamed. I see the screen in front of me, and we've come a long way in UEF. What's been impressive for me is that when we started talking about these issues, and by the way, at that time, Razia, you might remember, I also went to speak with some universities, especially the universities in, and I came back and said how impressed I was with these young women. And I was asking myself, why are we not unleashing the power of all of these, of the youth and of 50% of our community? And what has been impressive is the openness with which Ahmed and the entire UEF board, the committee that organized this, has embraced and has run with these thoughts, and how far you have demonstrated to have come. And I'd like to, acknowledge that, appreciate that, and say we have a long way to go. And there are several areas we have a long way to go in. I also remember having this conversation with Ahmed and a few others, but especially Ahmed, who was Ahmed, if you remember, you were kind of frustrated that the message of 67.5 billion was not resonating, that there were very few takers, that there were a lot of skeptics even within the community, right? And but today I look around and I see that the community, UEF, is inspired, is motivated, and is embracing the idea that we can reach for the stars in economic terms as well. 67.5 billion sounds like a big number, and I've said this over and over again. You translate that to per annum, and as I think, Rihanna, you mentioned, it is just 1.5 times the growth rate of everybody else at the average in India, which is not that much. And with the kind of, if we just unleash the youth and unleash the 50% of our population, we can double what we can achieve. So it's this 1.5x is something that I would really hope all of us go back and see how we can translate that, not just into the next 20 years, but into the next 1 year, next 3 years, next month, and work on that, not just in terms of ideas, but in terms of action. We all have heard the saying, a vision without action is just a dream. Really, I'm so happy that UEF is dreaming, all of us are dreaming, but also now dreaming with action. I just heard these very bright colleagues speak a few minutes ago. Safia, Samia, I heard Ananya, the 100 summit ambassadors. This is the energy of UEF, right? We need to embrace, we need to work with them. But in addition to the 1.5x, we need to embrace 3 other things. One, and we've been talked about this. One is the concept of entrepreneurship. UEF is a chamber of commerce, and we have entrepreneurs sitting around us. We have a lot of experience in building businesses, but we need to scale up. We talked about it during the thematic sessions. Some of our, this was an important part, but we really need to bring entrepreneurship to home, those who are not yet entrepreneurs. And especially I'm speaking out to the young. I'm speaking out to those who are graduating from schools and who are looking for jobs. I'm speaking out to those who are in their 30s. This is the time, anyone, of course, but especially those. This is the time to reach out and to risk and to demonstrate and to contribute through your entrepreneurship. The second thing I would like to especially mention of all the things that you talked about during the summit was the idea of this issue of education. We need to really unleash the power of the educational institutions we have and combine that with the entrepreneurship. And Ahmed, you and I have talked about this. You have been an advocate of this. And we need to really translate that to action. And to build the power of our educational institutions into entrepreneurship and into really dynamic growth at the 1.5x. And finally, this is something that also, I know many of us are passionate about this. Many of us are talking about this, We need to really believe in this. Inclusion is not just a word. Should not be a label. It should not be something we just talk about. You really should think about it. What does it really mean to us? What does it mean to us in our daily lives? It means not just inclusion, of course, most importantly, and most obviously, it means, Rihanna, you mentioned 50% of our population, and not all of them feel the equal power. We need to make them powerful. Not we need to make them powerful, sorry. We need to allow them to be as powerful and even more powerful than any of us. But not just them. The inclusion also means that we are a community, we are a community-based organization, but we reach out to everybody around us, our society around us. We reach out to them for strength, we reach out to them when they need us, and we reach out to them for inspiration, and we reach out to them as co-members of society. And we should not be afraid of our identity. We should not be, we should of course go with our identity and we should keep that, but we should also reach out because that brings with it multiple gains. And finally, I would say this, we've talked about this summit having been a great success, and I believe it is. We've had speakers from all around the world. We've had great sessions. We have had, by the way, my own colleagues at Blue Monsoon. I just want to, give a shout out to them. Marwa and Sam, thank you very, very much. I know you had very little to do with Chennai, but you embraced us, you embraced Chennai, you embraced India, you embraced the summit. Thank you very, very much. So I would say this, the core reason why I believe that this summit has been so successful, of course, the energy of all the young people, the ones I'm seeing sitting in London, the ones I'm seeing sitting around the table there, the ones, and the leadership of UEF, Ahmed, especially you, and Sajid and Naveed. My God, these people have worked day in, night out. All of these people behind the scenes. But, what you had this year that I felt was different was this sense of purpose. You're going somewhere. UEF is headed somewhere. UEF is headed for this 1.5x growth. UEF is headed for this social impact. UEF is headed for inclusion. UEF is changing, and UEF is going to make a huge impact on Chennai, on Tamil Nadu, on India, and in the world, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Azmat Taufiq Saab. I think a huge round of applause for the words Azmat Saab said, that it is purpose that is the differentiating factor. Absolutely. Okay. Now, very important that we do have a lot of partners, but one partner which actually bring more value is basically the knowledge partner. Before calling up, I would like to thank everybody who is going to come now, so that they are going to take not more than a few minutes, because we all have a communication with our stomach that we need to go there to have our dinner. Yes. Thank you in advance to all those who are going to speak for 2 minutes. Just thought of thanking you in advance. Yeah, I was saying about partner, knowledge partner. Okay, in fact, there was somebody, few speakers, President said that they were thinking, should we come or not come? Should we participate or not participate? But looking at the concept note, they said, yes, we are coming. Those kind of concept notes were done by Mr. Vikas. We would like to invite Mr. Vikas to just share a few words. Over to you, Mr. Vikas.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Good evening. All of you are here. All of you are there. So first of all, I would like to thank UEF, like to thank Sajid Ahmed for posing faith on me, and then asking me to be a knowledge partner for this event. So I don't know how many of you know that I have been involved in almost all the summits, right? So right from 2015 and what we have concluded here in 2020. So in fact, for me also, it was a different experience because I have never been kind of, the knowledge partner for any event which was virtual. So it was also a kind of, the different experience. And I would say that, this kind of event, I mean, it can be successful only when we have, the people with different experience. So we have seen him, the taking care of marketing, Sajid taking care of, the various aspect, Habib, chairman of, the summit, Navid Bhai taking care of, the technology part. I think all of this, the pieces need to come together to make this event successful. But as a knowledge partner, I mean, I would like to just share that the experience that we used to have this always, this alternate day 2 to 3. I think that was, the meeting time that 2 o'clock it will start and then 3 o'clock. So every alternate day, I mean, we will have this meeting. I think we had this almost like 2 months, right? Like that. So in fact, it happened like that. I never used to block that 2 to 3 for any other meeting. In fact, whether it is every alternate day or whatever it is. So always this 2 to 3 would be free for, the discussion on this seminar committee, etc. So see, inclusion was an important, the theme for this session. And I think the UEF made sure that even for knowledge partner, there should be a good inclusion. So, I mean, the Sajid called me and said that, we want to ask your wife also to be a speaker for this, one of the thematic session. So just, I would like to share, the experience of, my wife as well. I think she has told me to share this, the experience. So in fact, when I told her that, the Sajid will call you and then for one thematic, the session, you have to be a speaker. So first she said, no, I mean, kahan pe tum phasa rahe ho mere ko? I mean, something like that. So then I said, no, I mean, I have said yes. So you have to kind of, see that you speak. So I think she was not very comfortable earlier, but I tell you that after that session, I think she was extremely happy. And she said it was a wonderful, the session which she was the part of. And she also has congratulated, the UEF for this successful event. So I would like to thank everyone, I think, who has contributed to this, to make this a successful event. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now I'm confused what to call this person, because it is easy to say that, he is part of seminar. No, he's also part of content. He's also part of tech. He's also part of everything. He calls me and says that, Sharif, what are you doing? You have to do this, you have to do that. But with all those things, one person out of heart, I really like the way, the dedication, who made, the difference. Navid Bhai, it's all about you. Please do come and then do a wonderful job. Please.
Salim bhai, definitely not fair. Calling me after Fahim bhai, Azmat bhai, Safia and Samiha. Tough act to follow, Okay, I mean, alhamdulillah, I think it was a blessing, I mean, like Azmat bhai said, the intention matters, I mean, what I loved about it is the intention with which we were doing. I mean, Ahmad bhai and Sajid bhai, I mean, I was very, very hesitant to join UEF because I thought I wouldn't do justice to it. But Sajid bhai was like very persistent, and alhamdulillah, I mean, I think it's a big blessing. I mean, I've learned so much from everybody, from the whole team. I would just like to mention a little bit about what we did, because I think that's the purpose of me being here. 3 main entities, one is the platform, 6Connex, and I think Dr. Punia is with us on Zoom. I think, I mean, I was just saying earlier, I think he's like one of the, a guy who I've never seen him get angry at all. I don't know what all we've thrown at him. I mean, we will surprise him like just 1 minute before the session starts, and he'll be like, "Haan, Navid bhai, ho jayega." So I think a big thank you to Dr. Punia for being a great support, because 6Connex is like Chennai Trade Center, I mean, that's the venue of the whole summit in the virtual summit. I mean, if that doesn't work, nothing will work. So yeah, so a big thank you to Dr. Punia and his team. And I think 2 more entities, Offbeat, the studio itself, when Habibai took us to the studio 2 weeks before the summit, I just thought, okay, Habibai is taking us for a trip to a studio. I haven't been to a big studio. I'll just go and come back because I didn't realize as to how important that entity was. But again, I'm in Offbeat Studio. I think a big thank you to that. And then the third entity is the event managers. I mean, we just cannot forget Showspace, the event managers. I think they just pulled off everything that they had to make this into a successful event. So a big applause for them as well. And I think the entire team, I'm here on behalf of Yusuf Bhai, Fahim Bhai, Salim Bhai, Sheikh the Great. We call him Sheikh the Shaker, you know. I mean, because he keeps coming and shaking things off. I mean, we'll be going in one direction and he'll be like, that's too minimalistic, you know. Why don't you think a little bit more higher than that? So Sheikh always kind of keeps us in check, you know. So yeah, I mean, amazing to be part of the team and looking forward to the next summit whenever it is. Thank you.
Well, now come the star of the show. But before superstar coming, you have something coming. You know, the air goes, all those things. So before calling the main person, I would like to run a small 3 minutes video. Do watch this video in terms of the journey of what we had. Yes, over to you. Just show the video, then we will call the person. Mari. just wanted to pause here and then wanted to tell you that we may have great ideas, but unless and until it is being supported by these people, I wanted everybody to give a big clap for all our sponsors. Everybody, CNO, Hertz, Manipal, MPL, RWD, Urbeza, Crescent, Ashok Leyland, City Hospital, Poly House, Miyasi, Nisker, Seapol, Lukazi, Wilson, Group Delta, and all the silver sponsors. Believe me, we all had great ideas, but the first check that came was a person who is on my right side. The moment the check came, it gave a different confidence. Thanks a lot, Shabir Saab. Your check was the first check. बड़ी बरकत है आपके चेक की माशाल्लाह इवेंट अच्छा चला it was fantastic so thanks a lot to all the sponsors now comes the real man, a man who pulled it everything. I have no words to talk about him, but I was fortunate to work under him, though it was not easy, a tough taskmaster, but I really enjoyed working under him. So does the UF team. A wonderful person. You can be openly saying whatever you want. He takes it in the right spirit. At night, 2 o'clock, I was having a small fight with the chairman, but I know that he will take it in the right spirit. And then I apologized for whatever I did. He said, nothing doing, anything that is good, you can go ahead and then do it. If I do something, you can also ask. That was the kind of liberty, freedom he gives when you work under him. A wonderful person, a person because of which we were able to do such a lovely event. I would like to call upon the chairman of World Summit 2020. Over to you, Chairman.
Assalamu alaikum, good evening. Thank you, Sharif Bhai. I think I thought I'm not going to tell about this because the time was very short. Yeah, it was great. I'd first like to thank the president, the board, the committee members for appointing me as the chairman for this event. Yeah, I think I was appointed way back in 2018 because, sorry, 19 in Colombo, I remember. And we're supposed to have a grand, because the first one was in ITC Chola, the second one, the Chennai Trade Center. The third one, it should be much, much bigger is what planned. Unfortunately, this Corona COVID came. And we were still thinking what to be done. And in one of the meetings, the discussion was, should we have, and kind of a seminar types. Then I spoke to a few guys, that is Sedila. That guy really gave me great ideas, and we actually worked, and I didn't discuss with anyone. That particular night, next day was a meeting, I think on July 30th, and we supposed to, I was preparing the entire thing. I could imagine, this magnitude we could pull it off, and I couldn't sleep that night. In fact, the next day when we had that meeting over Zoom, I did propose this, and there was a pin drop silence. It was actually, ours was a trade summit. From trade summit, we made it through World Summit. I just tweaked this word. And I should thank Sajid Bhai, who immediately said, wow, World Summit looks fabulous. And that's how World Summit came into existence. Yeah, it was a great experience. I think everybody spoke, and I don't need to repeat this. It is just that idea which we put. And it was the wonderful teamwork. Everyone came, and the Summit Ambassadors was a real eye-opener, and Fahim Bhai, I think, deserves a very big opener, here. Fantastic it was. I think, this is what we want, we want to inspire more people, connect more youth, and somehow I think we really pulled everything off. So I think you saw the summary. Everything is done. I will take a lot of time if I'm going to thank each and everyone. But only very few people, I think Sajid for the wonderful seminars, what he did, Rehana for that. This idea came suddenly in between that, we should also have inclusive, we should cover everyone. And then, Rehana came to mind, and we just gave, and, she just pulled it off. It was a real magic. And the marketing is Fahim, and the technology, that's the most important part. We took almost 6 to 8 weeks, Naveed bhai? 8 weeks, we've been discussing every day. We almost called about 9 vendors, so we've been doing a proper testing, talking to them, shortlisted 3, and then finally we arrived and we finalized the 6 connects. It was, I mean, the amount of hard work, Naveed Bhai, Sajid, Yusuf Bhai, Fahim, Sheikh, and of course, the UEF office led by Sharif was great. So only one thing I told Sharif, that I may be the chairman, but you will be doing the entire show. I'll be just behind you. And I gave him the work, and he really pulled off. There was a big team in the office, but I said, I'm only going to pick you. I know, you will have to do this. And Alhamdulillah, that but one particular night, he really, took me off. I couldn't sleep. But that was fun. The working every day we used to meet, and that was really, really fabulous. So that's it. I mean, I should thank Adnan, Salim, Dr. Saab. I don't know. I have to take a lot many things. Fatima. Great. So I think they all pulled off very well. And so inshallah, the next summit will be in the year 2022. That's going to be more of a live physical event as well as, kind of hybrid with the virtual. So it's going to be really great. And I think the team has already said, Dr. Abulasan is here, Fahim and all. I think that the team which is set now should take over and to make it more bigger. 15 to 17 was bigger, 17 to 20, we really pulled magic. So the next day after that, on July, I mean, I told President that, I said, everything is going to be big. He was like surprised that it's going to be 10 times of what we did. And Alhamdulillah, I think, it went off very well. You saw the numbers there. I said registration of 8,000, nobody believed. And we actually achieved 17,000. And the number of countries was 30, it was 33. Yeah, the number of reach, I said 800,000, but it reached 1.1 million, 11 million, 11 million. So it all went much beyond, the expectations. And it was all purely because of, hard work everyone put. Everybody contributed to make it a grand success. So thank you all. And we definitely thought, we should have a small party like this because, let it not go virtual. I insisted that we should meet because none of these people, the summit ambassadors we have seen. So it's good that they've all joined here. And thank you all so much. You all made it very proud. And inshallah, let's meet up in 2022, the next summit. Thank you.
Okay, time for prizes. Yeah. Okay, so the first person, we thought that we should start with the youth power for the kind of things that they have done. Okay, the first name is basically one person whose video bite was fantastic. He shares the same name of one of our directors. Okay, and the video bite, he started with doing like this and then said, what? The way he did was something fantastic. To give him, I would like to call upon the first person who gave the check. If you can just give a small award, Shabir Saab over here, to Adnan, if you're here. Acha. Adnan is here? Yeah. Okay. Nishant. Nishant. Huh? Nishant. Yeah. Nishat Pavin. Okay. Right. I'm sorry. Okay. You can come here. Okay. And then take award from the. Yeah. Can we all give a big clap? Okay. If you can come. So you can just one more, please. Okay, Miss Samiha, if you can come over here just to collect it. 1 minute. Just to 3 people. Yeah. Okay. And one more, sir. Excuse me, Samia. Yeah. So, thank you. Last for you, sir. Miss Lisa, if you're here, please. Yeah. Yeah, please. Yeah, please. Okay, big round of applause, please. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, I request Sadaqullah Saab to come over here to distribute few gifts, please. Okay, to start with Asma. If we can have Miss Asma over here to collect this quickly. A big round of applause, please. Let's have the energy, please. Come on. Thank you. Okay, Miss Lulu Bahari, please. Okay. Right. We were doing some question and answer in the WhatsApp, huh? Okay, right. 1 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, please. Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Fahad, if he's there, Fahad or Mr. Adnan? Yeah, come on, Fahad. Yeah. Yeah. Karim Sam. Yeah.
I can't help congratulating, of course, our Habib Saab. So I came for this building when it was Bhumi Puja was going on. So I'm very happy to stand in the 13th floor now. Congratulations to him. You should also grow the same way as it is. Acha, one thing we always reverence about our founder. He's a great visionary and all. One thing, sir, there are several factors which has contributed to the success of this particular World Summit. One is the very name, actually. In fact, 50% of the magic had been done by the, you see, we have the World Economic Forum, the big name in the world, actually, about this, actually. Then we have the World Islamic Economic Forum and all that. In the same lines, see, this name has been selected, Economic Forum, so 40 years back. And that has really, that United Economic Forum. So when we went to, myself and Sajid, we went to Dr. Rangarajan, our former governor, to invite him. No, this name had really appealed to him. So he was so happy. So we should really be proud about it, and we should go for it.
Okay. Karim Saab, if you can come, just share. Okay, Miss Safia Satak, please. Okay. Yeah. There. 1 minute, if you can just also collect it. Look here. Thank you. Okay, we have two twins who did a fantastic job being at the office. Okay, wonderfully job they did. Okay, to call upon both Muhammad Ismail and Ishaq over here, please. You can be that side. Okay, so that we capture the twins. Okay, this side. Stand. Yeah, fantastic job they did, both of them. A round of applause. Thank you. Yeah. Karim sir, you just have to wait for one more. Now we have the person who was coordinating all the tickets, all those things, Mr. Ubaidullah Saab. If you can just please come on stage and receive your certificate, please. Thank you, Karim Saab. I would like to call upon the chairman to give certificates to our co-members, co-committee members, please. Just 2 minutes. And if you can be accompanied by vice chairman, both of you, if you can all both come to Naveed Bhai, please. Yeah. Yes. Chairman, vice chairman, and the heart of UAF. Fahim Bhai, over to you. Next is Mr. Yusuf Bhai. Fantastic job in terms of content, everything. Yusuf Bhai, if you can please come. A great round of applause. Salim Bhai, next is you. Please request you to come and collect the certificate. Ah. Thank you. One picture, please. Yeah. Yeah. Just wanted to tell that the all introduction videos that we had was, yeah, done by him. Okay. Great. A round of applause for that. And, Fatima, Salim wife did a fantastic job in terms of call center, in terms of thematic sessions. Wonderfully done. A big round of applause for Fatima. All. Now comes the our team. Okay. Peace up. Yeah. Okay, the variants of UAF, please. Next is basically SIB, please. Syed Ismail Buhari. Wow, sorry. We are, okay. All right.
Next, I would like to call Mr. Kalimullah Sharif for the wonderful job.
Bye. Hope everything is updated. Flyers, nothing. Bye. No mistakes, huh?
Yeah, these are the unsung heroes. Actually, they are the real people who really worked on the back end, and I mean, it's really great that we acknowledge and we certify them. Thank you so much. And then,
Adnan, have you come? Yeah, come on. Adnan, we were talking about you, man. Come on. Right. No issues. That step. Okay. A great round of applause for Adnan. Adnan's vote of thanks. Everybody wants to go, so just few words of vote of thanks from your side. You're the next tempo, so we thought, okay.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum all. Very, very quickly, just a great thank you and just what a nice event and a nice get together and to acknowledge everybody over here. Alhamdulillah. With this UEF, I think like there were two things which always struck me. Like I think Asma, sorry, Safia. Safiya said, like, we get together, we don't know one another. We just a bunch of people who just come in, and then UEF has put us in together. And then once we are in, we are best friends and we are partners and we assist one another. That's the spirit of UEF that I have felt, and very deep in my heart, I felt that was the main spirit of UEF that keeps us together. So that is something that is, alhamdulillah, is amazing. And thanks to our chairman, Ahmed Saab, who carries that vision to drive us all in this way and get us together. Because, well, even if you ask me, when I joined UEF, it was wherein we were a bunch of people, a group of people who just came in together, and then it was nice to talk to each other and unknown people, and then the friendship built up. And that was the main purpose of me coming into UEF. It was not really the $67.5 billion, because I always kept thinking, what is this 67.5 when we are going to achieve? But as and when we progressed and as and when we kept meeting, what we realized was that the more we met, it became ingrained in us that we have to do something more and something more and something more. So while 67.5 was a number, it is something that has become ingrained in our minds and in our hearts. And for that, I feel UEF is there to stay. Alhamdulillah, it has been an excellent event with the exposure that has come about with UEF, with this World Summit. It is an organization that inshallah will grow, but a lot of expectations on the UEF members, which inshallah, with Allah's blessings and help, we will all thrive and help our community to thrive. With these words and with dinner ready, I thank you all. And Jazakallah khair to all. Thank you. Thank you. And special thanks to our chairman, again, our president, our chairman and vice chairman, and all, basically all friends over here. Thank you. Thank you again.
Thanks a lot. Just wanted to thank you in advance to ensuring maintaining social distance while networking during having your dinner. The dinner is served there. I'm sure that you're going to do it. Take care, because your health is our wealth. Thanks a lot once again.